welcome to This is Pikeville. I'm Jill Fraley-Dotson, your host for today's show. Tourism Director of Pikeville, Jimmy Taylor, joins me, and you, my friend, have got a whole list of things that we're going to talk about today, events coming up that people can participate with their families in, and a recap of some of the things that you and your staff have been doing to keep you 100% busy all the time.
There's always something to do in Pikeville, Jill.
There always is. Let's talk about the duck float that just happened, and that's a lot of fun. Gets a lot of people on the river, exposes them maybe for the first time to the beauty of our area.
It does. In conjunction with the UPike Admissions Department, we put this on. This is the third year, and it gets students off the hill. When they first come in, they go through their orientation. They have their first week of classes, and you know yourself, when you leave home, you get that little anxiety, a new place and new things to do here and there. So we wanted to make sure that they unwind. And this is a great way for them to do it. Plus, we also allow anybody to come in and participate in the duck float. It's
a lot of fun, and I've mentioned before, like in our conversations, about how wonderful it is that you can introduce children to the idea of kayaking and floating, and really, and what I love about it is it gets them off the couch, gets them, out in front of a screen of some sort, and puts them in nature and lets them develop a completely different appreciation for what our region and where they live has to offer.
Absolutely, and this time of year, usually the river's low flow, which means it's usually around 250 CFS. So it's really an easy ride for young adults, children, and beautiful scenery.
It is beautiful scenery, and we've been talking a lot about the seasons, and fall is here. It's one of my favorite times of year, and when the leaves start changing and the foliage is in full color, the river's going to be a great place to be.
Absolutely.
To look up and see all of what our region and our beautiful neck of the woods has to offer. We recently, in August, a lot of us within the city traveled to Louisville to the Kentucky State Fair for the first time as a City of Pikeville tourism booth, if you will, and everybody really came together, and it was a phenomenal trip and a lot of fun.
10 days of fun presenting our message to over 600,000 people. Yeah. I mean, the tourism department, Appalachian Wireless Arena, the Appalachian Center for the Arts, your department, Pikeville Main Street, we all participated. We all had some little part in this 10-day adventure, and it was really great. We got to set up, the arena set up their stage with standees of Chris Stapleton, Dwight Yoakam, and a lot of people got to take selfies on the stage. It was great. The Heritage Museum donated or allowed us to use their Hatfield and McCoy mannequins. A lot of people use that for photo opportunities. We had displays up from our local shops, Rustic Roots and Mickey's, all those shops downtown had to offer. Plus, we had a selfie station that the arena and tourism brought together, and that was really great too.
Yeah, I think there was really something at that booth for everyone.
All
demographics were there. You had the arena, the stage was awesome, and it was great to see kids come by and act as though they were performing.
Get up on the stage with a microphone, take the pictures. Yes.
The mannequins really were such a draw for people who were interested in the Hatfield-McCoy feud and that part of our heritage. And anytime you turned around, you could see someone taking a picture, or we were asked to take pictures of them.
The adults loved the mannequins. They loved the history, and the kids, they would look up at them and check to see if they were real. They looked so great.
Yeah. They were. It was fascinating to see people come by and really have questions about that part of our heritage. But I think overall, it's such a great experience, and we had so many people come by that say they once lived in the Pikeville area and were so intrigued to see how it had changed over the years.
From a tourism standpoint, I do believe this is the best use of our money that we could have done to get our message out to this many people at one time.
A lot of fun already in the planning stages for next year.
Absolutely, yes ma'am.
Looking forward to promoting the message of Pikeville once again for everybody in the state of Kentucky, and even people that didn't live in Kentucky. They were ready to come and visit us. Upcoming events, time to mark your calendars. Always say you got to have the Visit Pikeville app to know what's going on. Pull out your phone, put it on there, and check the dates. Rough Tough Cuss.
Tough Cuss.
That is coming up.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, September 20th, 21st, and 22nd. The bullet race will be on Friday, September 20th at 7 p.m. The cuss will start at 8 a.m. and the gun at 7 a.m. on Sunday. With this race, I can't remember exactly how many years they've been doing this, but it's unique because each race has its own medal, and those medals combine to make a larger medal.
Right.
So, and then the obstacle course on Saturday is just, oh my goodness, it's tough. That's why they call it the cuss.
It absolutely is why they call it that. And the thing is, too, is that if you're not going to participate, I encourage you to go watch some of that, because it is one of those things where you can't believe that people you know and people in our community would actually go out and participate in some of those obstacle courses, or some of the obstacles, I should say, because it really is challenging.
It's not,
to say the very least.
It's challenging, plus the course is going to be different this year. It's going to a different location. I hear, now I can't promise this, but I do hear that there's going to be paintball shooting.
Oh.
You're going to shoot at a target this year to be able to pass this obstacle.
So
that's just one of the many obstacles that's going to change this year, and it's going to be great.
They're always looking for ways to improve.
Absolutely.
And to create new activities and new excitement.
Joel
around that
Thornsberry and
event.
his group that put this on every year does an amazing job.
Yeah, they're some of the best. Speaking of some of the best, one of the best ways that we can celebrate the Halloween season and trick-or-treating is Nightmare on Main. And it is no nightmare at all. That's just part of the Halloween process. You know, when you look for words to describe things, it is one of the most heavily attended and exciting and fun events and rewarding events I think that we have.
I have 2 events each year that is near and dear to my heart. This is number 1, Nightmare on Main. The other one is Winterfest. But Nightmare on Main, when we put this on, we also put on a little special 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. part for our special needs children.
Yeah.
And we want to make that just as good as any around, so that they can do safe trick-or-treating, they can have fun, they can eat, and it's great. And I'm looking for more participants this year, businesses, if you're a lawyer, a doctor, or if you're a government agency, contact Andy Linton, and he'd be happy to help you set up a booth so you can give out candy.
So how many booths normally do we have that actually set up?
Oh my goodness,
Is there a
Jill.
number?
It goes from the front door all the way around the concourse, down the steps, and all the way around the arena. I'm not sure the number, but it has to be over 100 at least.
Yeah.
And these are all people giving out free candy to kids.
Yeah, and there's always activities in the center of the arena floor for kids to participate in.
You
if
have
they,
the inflatables.
Right.
Batman always shows up. Wonder Woman was there last year. We're looking to get a lot more interaction for the kids this year to bring more
excitement.
Yeah,
To an event that is, like I said, if you've never been, I mean, it is a controlled environment for kids to come and participate and really have a lot of fun.
Over 6,000 people attend this every year.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Another event that we have coming to the downtown area is always a lot of fun, is on September 28th, and that is our retailgating and wine and beer tasting.
Minta Trimble puts on this every year. I think this is the 3rd time she's done it, so it's the 3rd annual. We close down 2nd Street, and what happens is all of our retail comes outside. So they display all their goods, and you can buy them right there on the street. Plus, she's got an art bar, artisans, crafters, vintage items displayed and sold. It's a great event. Dueling Barrels will be there. They're bringing their product outside for a beer garden and tasting. And the wine tasting is going to be featuring Rising Sun Winery. Now, that's an outfit that used to be in Elkhorn City, and I think they're now in Lexington. They come here every year for this.
Yeah, they understand the importance of what we're trying to create in the downtown area and are bringing their wine back, so you can participate and see what someone has done. You know, they had an idea, they had a vision, they've developed that brand and that vision, and now they're coming home to make sure everybody knows about it. So that is a lot of fun. And like I said, too, it's a really fun event. You shut down 2nd Street, and everybody comes outside. So I know the businesses love it, people that come into our area love it, and really is a credit to what our Main Street program does and the events and activities that they create. One of the things that we always want to remind people of, especially now going into the fall season, is our adventure tourism. And we mentioned it a little bit earlier with a duck float and getting on the river and really having that different experience. But you can't, this is a great time of year to do zip, paddle, and saddle at Balmanis Park.
Muddy Boots, they do a phenomenal job getting people on and off the river, putting them on and off the zip lines, and their horseback riding. Yeah. I can't mention that enough. She's got over 20 horses up there now, and she provides riding lessons. If you want to just have an outing, a horseback riding adventure, she's got 2 and 4 hour adventures set up just waiting for you.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun, and like we always tell people when they come into the area, because they're, you know, they may say, well, I don't horseback ride, or I've never done that before. They will show you and put you on horses that are very gentle and have a really slow gait. So if you have never done it before, this is one experience that you can have. She
also hosts birthday parties, weddings. She does the whole 9 yards up there.
Yeah, they do a fantastic job, so definitely check that out. We are really in the season and are developing the attitude of promoting regional tourism, because we know, you come to Pikeville, we want you to stay here, but stay in Pikeville, play in the mountains is something that we're really adopting, because we are a regional hub of a place to stay. But within a 20-minute drive of the downtown area, there are so many activities, and you are really focusing on making sure that our visitors and our people who come to take advantage of our tourism know what is around.
Absolutely. It's called Destination Pikeville. And what I'm doing is I'm going around to regional areas to shoot videos to let our people that stay here know that they can go. Let's say you want a spa day. There's a spa right at Allen, a $3 million spa that a lot of people that visit here maybe don't know about. So I want them to be able to know they can go there, or they can go to Stonecrest, they can go to the Breaks. All these little videos out there, they're only like 2 or 3 minute videos at a time, but they're going to showcase what you can do when you stay in Pikeville.
Yeah, stay in Pikeville, play in the mountains. We can't say it enough, cannot say it enough. Well, I mentioned briefly earlier the tourism app. So tell everybody how they can find our tourism app and visit Pikeville mobile app.
You can go to the Apple Store. You can go to the Android store, download it. It's for both devices. You can click on the link on visitpikeville.com. It'll take you straight to it with your mobile device. Whichever one you have, it'll activate right there.
Very good. Now, you have a place that you're really excited about, and we always talk about it, and we don't want people to forget, especially if you're local or if you are seeing us. We want you to visit our visitor center inside the Appalachian Wireless Arena.
Absolutely. You can go in there. We have brochures for everything in the region. You can buy Pikeville branded merchandise, Appalachian Wireless branded merchandise. Their staff is very knowledgeable and helpful. If you have any questions, they can help you, get you to the right destination, or put you in contact with a person that can.
We have a lot of events going on at the Appalachian Wireless Arena.
We do.
To say the very least. And Josh Kessler and Andrea are going to join us really soon to talk about some of the events that they have going on. So as promised, we're going to talk a lot about things going on at the Appalachian Wireless Arena. There are events and ways for you to schedule wonderful parties and activities going on. So we've kind of scooted Jimmy off because you all have a lot of information, Josh and Andrea from the Appalachian Center for the Arts. Josh is the Senior Director of Sales and Marketing, Andrea, Senior Director of Events. You two stay so busy and have a wealth of information to tell everybody. Andrea, I know that you love to plan and you love to help people create and plan their events. And what we really want to remind people of is that the Appalachian Wireless Arena has all kind of event space, from anything small to your really large activities. So talk a little bit about what you can do for people who want to have an event there.
Okay. We offer, we have several different event spaces that we offer to rent out to the public. We can do the arena floor for larger events. We also use the ballroom space upstairs on the second floor for smaller events. And we also have the space at the Appalachian Center for the Arts that we can rent out as well for parties and things of that nature.
Talk a little bit more about that, because we have talked before about being able to rent space at the Appalachian Wireless Arena, but the app is is a newer venue that people may not know that they can have great events there.
Yes, so the Appalachian Center for the Arts is our theater in town that you can actually rent out for party space or anything else of that nature, really. If you wanted to have maybe a banquet or a meeting or anything, we can do it all. So, but it will hold about 200 to 250 people, and just depends on how you want the space set up. And that space is rentable for $250. It's very reasonably priced, and we will come in and we will set up tables if you need them. We will set up the space for you however you need it set up, and you can have your party or event however you like.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I think people may not realize is that the seats that are in there push back.
Yes.
And the floor opens up. So that's where you can create a really intimate space. And I think about people that may want to have a small reception there for weddings or family reunions or birthdays or things of that nature, but that becomes an open area there where the seats are.
Yes, and we are excited about having that on as part of our spaces that we can rent out, so that we have the option of doing that for people. It's just added space in Pikeville that you can rent and use to your own pleasure.
Absolutely, and one of the newest spaces that's going to be available is something that we are all very excited about, and that is the Overlook Event Center at the very top of Bob Amos Park.
Yes.
And it is going to be finished by the end of the year, and you are already taking bookings for that space.
Yes, we are actually already booking some events for that space for 2020. We have some weddings that have reached out. We can do anything up there, from weddings, proms, anything of that nature. We actually have several proms that have reached out about the space as well. So we're really excited about it. It's going to be the most beautiful view in Pikeville, and we cannot wait to get that place up and running so that you guys can have access to it.
I would say probably the most beautiful view in our region.
Yes, absolutely.
If you have ever gone to the top of Bob Amos Park before anything was there, when the picnic shelters were there and the cages there that you can walk out on to overlook the city that way, it was remarkable. But in this space with the decking on the back of it and the windows that open up, it really is going to be, without a doubt, the premier spot to have your event. And the city's already planning some events that we can have there to incorporate, but everybody can call you. Now, how do they get a hold of you?
All you have to do is reach out to me through email or through telephone. You can email me at andrea@appwirelessarena.com. Or you can call me at 606-794-0231.
And I will say this, you're normally there at the app, but you're all over the arena. So you can go in on the 2nd Street side, stop in there at the box office and ask for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Come in and see me. And if I'm not around, somebody will get a hold of me.
They'll find you.
And I'll find you.
They'll find you. Another one that's always running around, literally all over. And I say that with all the affection I can muster. Josh Kessler, you are so busy promoting and scheduling and making sure that everyone has an event to come to at the Appalachian Wireless Arena. And you stay busy, my friend. You really do.
You got to have some fun with it too. You got to throw some fun in there, and it makes it more exciting and more entertaining. We've got a lot going on.
You do. And actually, before we came on to record today's show, I had somebody text me and say, "Hey, I need to go find out what's going on at the arena." And I said, "Hang on just a second. I happen to have that in my lap." And when I sent a picture of what we were going to talk about today, and it literally blew my mind at all of the events that we have. I mean, I see it on a regular basis, so I know what's there. But when you tell somebody and you give them a listing of events to go ahead and pencil into their calendar, it really kind of takes your breath. So let's start with Daryl Scott, shall we?
Daryl Scott, yes, he will be at the Appalachian Center for the Arts, 2nd Street, September 22nd. If you're not familiar with Daryl Scott, you'll never leave Harlem alive. His song was featured on Justified. He is a very, very talented individual, actually from London, Kentucky, where I'm from. So he's a great guy. He's very talented, and you can't go wrong with that show, and tickets are available.
Tickets are available now, and we talk about having events at the app. You know, it's just one more venue for us to have those intimate, really, really intimate shows that maybe the big arena is not suited for, but something we're going to have at later on, Black Label Society and a few others that we're going to talk about. But one of the events coming up too is something that I think is going to be really cool, and that's Janis Joplin.
Yes, A Night with Janis Joplin. That's actually presented by the Appalachian Center for the Arts, but it will be at the Appalachian Wireless Arena. That will be September 30th. That is a Broadway-type show. That is a very talented group of of folks coming in to actually portray, Janis Joplin. So it's gonna be fantastic. And if you're a fan of Janis Joplin, definitely see A Night with Janis Joplin.
I have heard that it's one of the best shows that you can
Yes.
see, especially if you're a fan of her music and her story.
Yes.
Because it is a very interesting story.
And it tells her story
It
as well.
does. Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to be a fun one. Black Label Society.
Black Label, folks were screaming for heavy metal and rock for a long time, and this is their opportunity to shine with this show. October 2nd, you've got Black Label, you've got Black Dahlia Murder, and you've got Alien Weaponry, which Alien Weaponry was featured on CNN. They are a very talented young group of heavy metal artists that are blowing up. So when you throw them in the mix with this just making that even better of an event. So.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And like
It
you
is.
said, a lot of people for a long time were like, when are you going to bring some heavy metal? Because not everybody's a country crowd.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And people have talked about that for a while. So
Exactly.
this is, here you go.
Here you go.
You ask and you delivered. They
And it's-
asked and you delivered. How
Hey,
about that?
it's doing well, and folks are responding well to it. We can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, Hoptoberfest coming up in October. Really going to be so much interest in your in the vein now of microbreweries and the creative way that those crafters really push their product. But that's going to be a fun time.
That will be a fun time. We had over 80 craft beers last year. We're looking at maybe hopefully getting around the 100 beer mark, which is fantastic. That's October 5th. VIP, of course, 1 to 2 p.m. General admission 2 to 7. VIP is $50. General admission is $30. Of course, you get sample tickets with each. You can go check out our website, AppalachianWirelessArena.com. You'll see all the pricing and all the information that you need.
And it brings so many new people into our area that may have not visited Pikeville before. You know, we have with Dueling Barrels now, and then with a couple other places opening up very soon with a microbrewery feel. It is going to be really a destination
Yes.
that people from all over are going to want to come to. So this is a great way to showcase those products. A really great concert that's coming, Newsboys United, is coming.
We have Newsboys United, Greatness of Our God Tour with Ryan Stevenson, Adam Agee, and Kevin Max. That is October the 20th. Of course, we offer a group rate. Group 10 or more, they get a special rate of $5 off their tickets. So definitely, if you are a church group, a youth group, you just want to bring a work party in for a group of 10, come on and do that.
Yeah, that is the thing too that we want to encourage. If you have a group and you want to bring a youth group, any kind of civic group that wants to come, they need to contact you for that.
Correct.
Absolutely, lots of fun. Charlie Daniels Band. Now, when I say we have something for everybody, it is no doubt that
That's so
we
true.
have something for everybody.
You can't find one thing that you will not like on our list. Honestly, it's the
That's
truth. Charlie Daniels, you got the Kentucky Headhunters in there, and Kyle Daniel, October 26th. It's going to be a great time. Of course, Devil Went Down to Georgia, all the Dumas Walker hits from Kentucky Headhunters. It's going to be a good old party is what that show will be. It will be a fun time that you will not forget.
Guarantee it.
Guarantee it.
One of the biggest stars right now on the country charts is Chris Janson.
Chris Janson.
He has, when you get on the list of songs that he has right now that you can sit down on the radio and listen to, it is pretty amazing. Good Vibes is one of my favorite songs right now, and I can't quit listening to it. It's a feel-good song.
It is, and he's very talented, and he actually made his tour around Pikeville, which is fantastic for an artist to do. I mean, he's a top artist. November 16th, that's a Saturday. Come on out to that one. That'll be fun. He will have a guest with him. We do not know who it is right now, but it will be announced. Promise you.
Going to be a surprise.
Going to
for
be a
everybody.
surprise.
Blackstone Cherry. That's another one of those different kind of bands
They are.
that we're bringing in.
They've been asked for a lot. That name was always thrown out. You throw the Lax in, it's almost like a country hip hop kind of vibe. I don't know what you call that. It's something different. So folks are asking for things that are different, and this is giving them that. And that will take place on November 24th. And then we will have a special third band with them that we can't announce until October 7th. So that'll be a fun time.
Again, that's a little bit of a tease.
Another tease.
So let's step away from music for just a second because the Harlem Globetrotters are coming back to the arena.
They never disappoint. Over 95 years of quality entertainment, from little kids all the way up to the grandpas. They love it. They love taking their kids or grandkids, letting them relive the moments that they've seen Globetrotter shows before.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with it. It's quality entertainment. It's fun. December 13th, bring the whole family out. It's worth it.
Absolutely.
It's
A
worth
lot
it.
of fun. Kids are great, and I just sit in amazement of what they can do
Oh, I
still.
know. They're so talented.
Yeah. So just announced I'm just going to let you do it.
Just announced, Brantley Gilbert is coming back with the Fired Up Tour. Yes, Fired Up Tour 2020 with special guests Dylan Scott and Brandon Lay. Brandon Lay will be a name that you hear again, just like how Luke Bryan opened up for Tim McGraw. It'll be like that. He's very talented. Dylan Scott is already a star, and he's a guest on this. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that show. That is actually February 29th. That's a Saturday. It's going to be an awesome time. Brantley Gilbert is loved so much in this area, it's ridiculous. But we love it because they asked for him. He comes. He loves Pikeville. He will come, and I guarantee that show will sell out.
I have no doubt.
No doubt.
So as we run out of time, how do people get their tickets for all of these fantastic events?
Well, you can check out AppalachianWirelessArena.com. You can go to Ticketmaster.com. You can charge by phone at 1-800-745-3000, but definitely check us out on AppWirelessArena.com.
And you can find Andrea at the arena too. We already told you how to get in touch with her if you want to book your event. Guys, thanks so much. I mean, there is always something going on, and that's what This is Pikeville, this show is all about, is making sure that people know that they don't have to travel. If you live here, you can stay here, and if you have friends that live outside of town, tell them to come on in because there's always something going on. You stay in Pikeville, you play in the mountains, and you check out a great show.
Yes.
Excellent, yes.
Andrea, Josh, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. This has been This is Pikeville. Thanks so much for being with us.